Hello and welcome to the podcast. I am your host, if you didn't know, Kate, and this is Catching Up with Kate. And yeah, you might think, what a weird way to start the podcast. Actually, no one would think that. Now they will think that. Idiot, idiot. Yes, Bella. Bella, what's up? She's ruining my intro. Newsflash. I was 11 minutes into the podcast and decided I'm all over the place. I need to restart. So that's why we're here restarting, I guess. Um, Hi. If you don't know me, I used to be an XQC juicer. I used to be a juicer magooser. And for a while it was pretty embarrassing to tell people that, I guess. um, a lot of people, I think, especially in the beginning of XQC's, like, when things really blew up for him, a lot of people thought he was for the boys. But no, I think he actually did and might still have a significant female viewership, and I was one of them. I really enjoyed watching XQC. I remember in lockdown in 2020 when we had the panoramic happening, because I still don't know if you can use the pandy word. So during the panorama, um, yeah, he was great to watch. He did GTA streams. I really enjoyed watching those, I think, in the beginning. Let me preface, I stopped watching XQC around 2021, I think. And, here and there, I think the past few years, I'll have a look at his YouTube channel and see if there's anything interesting there or anything I want to watch. And I think consistently over the past, like, 3 years or something, there's just less and less things that he's doing that's actually interesting, and a lot of things that are more, like, concerning. And I think because I'm making this episode where I'm kind of looking back on his or my beginning of watching him and where he is now and stuff, I feel like the one thing that I want to say right off the bat is that nothing is about looks, nothing is about, like, attacking a person. This isn't one of those this is how this person had a downfall kind of videos, right? Okay? Got that? Good. This is more of like a thing of, like, I'm recounting my experience and why I feel the way I do now, and I think there's going to be a few people who actually feel the same way as me. And there's going to be a lot of people who are still juicers, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can still be a juicer, or I guess I'm a vod frog now. Yeah, a vod frog, YouTube Andy. I feel like one of those old people. I'm a YouTube Andy. I once knew someone called Andy. I guess he was an Andy. Anyway. So yeah, just a little intro for you there where I'm just kind of saying, look, I'm not trying to be mean spirited. I'm not trying to, I mean, he's gonna be okay. He's like a quad billionaire. He's doing fine. He's not gonna be well, he's not gonna see my video. Let's just put it that way. He's not gonna be upset with me. So, you know. If anything, I feel like at the moment, like, when you get to a certain place where you're as popular as he is, it's probably kind of hard to avoid having, like, yes men around you, or, like, let's keep it inclusive, yes people. Having yes people around you who sign off on, like, whatever dumb decisions you make or whatever stupid ways you handle things. And they just, like, encourage you to be your worst self. And I think there's also, like, a lot of parasocial things we should get into with this as well. We might talk about the Adept drama. I think there was some news about that recently, so I'd love to talk about that because I'm also a parasocial person. I definitely had my parasocial moment when they did that stream where they were going through all their, like, pictures together and stuff. That was one of those really unique moments where it was like, this is super personal and I feel like I should not be here. Like, this should be a personal conversation, but it was also like, I get it. It was one of those things where it's like, I've been here. I know what this feeling is, and I guess in a way it's kind of comforting to know that other people kind of go through that too. But anyway, so I'm just kind of giving you the intro. Also, if you want to say anything like this is cope, you're coping so hard right now. Um what other brain rot terms are there? I don't really remember, but bruh, bruh. Okay? You want to say this is cope? I don't know if you know what that means. If that's what you want to use here in this circumstance, I fear the brain rot may have gone too far with this one. I'm just here to have a conversation, to talk about something, and to give a different perspective. Like I think that that's also like another thing that's important because I feel like a lot of people have quietly started to unfollow or like stop watching and stuff, and I don't feel like many people are actually talking about this, and I mean probably for like good reasons, I guess. I mean a lot of people are not like online the way that I am, I suppose. So I guess I'm kind of putting myself out here being like, yeah, I used to be a juicer, I'm not anymore, and this is why. And I was having this conversation with one of my friends yesterday. I'll keep them anonymous so that in the future when all of XQC's young viewer base are all police officers and in government, they can't find out the identity of this individual. But I was talking to my friend and we were both talking about how we don't watch XQC anymore, and he mentioned to me that he thinks that a lot of XQC's older viewers, or he heard something about how they don't watch him anymore either. And so it's now mostly just like his youthful audience, I guess. Yeah. And I guess like I tried the podcast first time starting off with the beginning, but then I realized that I don't remember much about XQC's beginnings with streaming and stuff. I don't know the details, I don't remember them. It was almost fucking 10 years ago, bro. I don't even remember most of that time because I was going from high school to uni. So I had a lot more on my mind than remembering like details of XQC's life. So let me just put that out there, okay? Thank you. 0007. I don't know why I'm doing timestamps at the moment. All right. So let's get into the beginning. The beginning. And in the beginning, I'm gonna get some details wrong here. So if you wanna, if any scholars of the Juicer Magusa want to correct things, please feel free to in the comments. I love that. Uh, okay, it's like 2016, 2017, I think. Yeah, yeah, or maybe it's 2017, 2018. I'm not sure. Um, I started watching XQC because my boyfriend at the time was really into Overwatch, and he got me into Overwatch, so I played a little bit of it back then. Dude, Overwatch was so good back then. They've totally fucked that shit, but anyway. And I liked watching XQC because I think did do Overwatch for a little bit back then, and it was fun to watch when you weren't playing it yourself. And I'm gonna be honest, he was entertaining to watch back then. And I feel like XQC, like there was like a sparkle that he had back then, you know? Like he was still, I don't want to say young because he's still young now, I think, but there was something about it. He was like new to everything. He was like freshly in the public eye. I think things were going pretty good for him, and we love that for people, right? And I guess because we didn't know that much about him, we hadn't seen him for as long as we have now, there wasn't as much stuff. And because we can get into that part later. Anyway. So then fast forward to around 2020. That was during like the panorama. You know, we had lockdowns. It might have been different depending on where you lived, but in Australia, we had a lot of lockdowns. I think basically for the most of 2020, 2021, we were in lockdown, and it was pretty rough. Yeah, it was pretty rough, but one thing that I did love doing so much is I'd go into my nice bedroom. My bedroom was my favoriteest place in the whole world then. I'd put on my little nice lighting, I'd do yoga, and I would just put on XQC's stream, and he would be playing like GTA and stuff, like roleplay. And it was so fun to watch in the beginning. I really had a great time watching it. It was fun. It felt like it was so like dynamic. Random things could happen all the time, and he was playing as like a criminal, so he often had something going on. It was like never really a dull moment. But then as time went on and the more I watched him play it, I think I saw him get more and more addicted, like unhealthily addicted to the game. And then through that addiction, I think let's not pretend he had a lot of like health things happening in the past few years from now. And I think he's always talked about like him having like problems with like sleep and stuff. And it's pretty sucky, to be honest. So I think those things really did affect him a lot, but either way, there would be a lot of times in GTA RP where he would be very, very much in the wrong, very much in error. And I would notice consistently that it'd be like not as fun to watch because he would be constantly having conflict, yelling at like other people, being like mean to other people. And quite often it would be because of himself, and yet he would be blaming like everyone around him. So those kind of characteristics I noticed, and I would be like talking to the TV like, XQC, why are you doing this? Like, stop. And then he'd get banned, and then he'd be obviously upset about it and stuff, and like, yeah, that's upsetting. Even when you're in the wrong, getting banned is like a pretty big slap of like rejection. So, and I know that he always felt like he was actually in the right because he felt like he was always being targeted by people, and then he felt like people were trying to waste his time on purpose because as a criminal, he'd get like arrested, and when you get arrested, you have like a certain time limit of like being in jail and having to do like you have to perform certain repetitive tasks to get put out of jail. Bella, it's a candle. Stop. Belle's trying to. It's a candle. Go away. Walk around. Yeah, I'm telling you. One time, Moochie like got lit up by one of these candles. He was fine, by the way. He was absolutely fine because he has like long ass hair. But still, I'm a little bit worried. I think Bella's a lot smarter than he is, but Bella, just go around. Good. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I think the GTA stuff is when I was getting a little bit disillusioned by it all. Sorry, excuse me. And then over the past few years, I think I think when I stopped actually like watching him, like when I actually went unfollow, I know. Whoa, I unfollowed him. That's fucking shocking. What the fuck? I bet he's gonna be crying over that. Um, it's probably 2023, early last year, I think. Because I had this cycle where I would be like, "Oh, I wonder what XQC's up to," and then I'd go and check like his like channel or something, or I'd check his YouTube. Everything would be reaction, like funniest TikToks of all time, or like spookiest videos of all time, or watching the new Meat Canyon video, and I just became like this person where I was like, I don't want to watch you react to something. I want to watch you like do something unique. I want to watch you actually do stuff instead of being like a vehicle to tell me how to feel about something. I don't know. It was it's hard finding good content to watch. It's really hard. And especially when someone that you used to watch so much for their content becomes someone that is just not delivering anymore. I genuinely don't know how people watch that stuff where it's just him watching a video and then he's not doing anything. Like he can't even react to chat because chat is just full of like frogs. Chat frogs, you know? Spam emotes. Like I just don't know how you can do it. I don't know how you can do it. It's like so mind numb. Like I scroll TikTok, but this is so different. This is so different. This is like a whole other world of like brain rot. And then there was the whole era. Yeah, I think the era of everyone criticizing him for his React content is what made me finally make the push of like, oh, this is not like a person that I thought. Oh, I don't know. I thought he was better, and he's displayed a lot in the past few years how much of like a not good person he is, in my opinion. And of course, I think it is a little bit interesting that everyone chose to target him specifically with the React content when a lot of his peers will do it. I guess I feel like React content is quite prevalent within a lot of communities and stuff. But I like you see like YouTube Shorts. Caleb will sometimes I'll be watching his phone while he's watching YouTube Shorts, and there'll be or it'll even pop up on my TikTok where there'll be a video where it's like literally a clip from a movie, and there's a person in the corner and they're just looking off. Yeah, and they're just like nodding, like yeah, like they're clearly just posting the clip so that they can post someone else's work, and people are gonna watch it because they're interested in that person's work and not necessarily your own work. You know what I'm saying? But I think XQC has been one of like the biggest arbiters of this type of content. He's one of the people who does it the worst, and he's probably one of the most highest profile people who do it. Like he's basically Sniper Wolf. Yeah, he's basically Sniper Wolf. How crazy is that? And if you disagree with me, then like, tell me why. Tell me why what XQC is different to what Sniper Wolf does. I'm really waiting. I want to know why it's different because to me it's the exact same fucking thing. And I think his callous attitude about it, where like people saying like, "Oh, we've reached out to the creators of these things that you stole their videos from," and I can, I guess I can go through the details if you're not familiar, but basically, what XQC does is if a big creator like Meat Canyon, for instance, creates a video, XQC will react to it like instantly. Instantly, he'll react to it. I also react with like quotation marks. Because what he does is he sits there and he just goes, ah, hold on, let me. Like, this is literally his reaction. He'll be like, what the fuck? He'd be like, chat, is this real? Is this real? Huh? I guess that is a reaction, huh? But it's not like transformative in any way. And I think that's like a big part of it is that when other people react to videos like Curtis Connor or something or Jarvis Johnson, they have moments where they pause and they go and they actually talk about what we just saw and they give their opinion. They transform the content. They actually do it in a way that's, I don't know. It's so much better than just having the video playing, which XQC does. He just lets a video play through and he just sits there and he just looks. And then sometimes he'll look at chat and then sometimes he'll be like, huh? Huh? Hmm? Like, seriously. I bet if you went to his YouTube channel right now, you would literally see that, like, right now. He just does not make that much content himself anymore. I mean, maybe he just never did it anyway, but I feel like it got way worse over the years. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if that's like the easy way to make money and you can just do it and get away with it, it's like I understand it, but I don't like it. But it also gets to a point where like you're XQC, you're literally so rich. You're literally so rich, and you still like are like juicing the money bags. XQC reacts. There we go. 2 hours ago. OpenAI's new deep thinking O1 model crushes coding benchmarks. Another XQC React video. Yeah, I'm looking at his main channel now. Let's have a look. Oh, GeoGuessr World Cup is intense. Is he actually playing? Hmm. Oh, here we go. A day ago, the secret Trump investigation nobody's talking about. XQC reacts. Dumbest criminals of the decade. XQC reacts. Damn. Inside the Ohio town invaded by cat-eating Haitians. XQC reacts. Wow. The best influencer apology video. XQC reacts to Daily Dose of Internet. Actually funny TikToks. I fucking hate this trend of actually funny TikToks. Actually scary TikToks. Holy shit. It's like, I'm not interested in watching this stuff. I'm not interested in watching XQC's For You page or like TikToks that his editor has picked out for him to watch. I'm not fucking interested in it. Genuinely. It's not interesting, it's not funny. It's literally for like 12-year-olds. Sorry. But now that I'm looking though, he does have a horror game, Fears to Fathom video, so fuck, maybe I'll watch that. I don't know. Like, I want to get back into watching XQC, but the problem is he's just had so many terrible takes. So many terrible takes, and he just genuinely seems like he's losing his marbles. And to be fair, I guess we'll get into this part of it right now. 22 minutes. Adept. Let's talk about Adept. Now, if you don't know, Adept the Best is a streamer who was his partner for. I don't know how long they were together, actually, to be honest. I think they might have had some ups and downs where, like, they broke up and got back together and stuff. Um, let's see, it's XQC Adept. Anyway, so you might have heard in the news recently they were having a lawsuit or they were having some kind of troubles where they broke up, and there was a case against him about common law marriage. And if you don't know what common law marriage, it's basically when a couple live, like a boyfriend girlfriend, live together for an extended period of time, like a few years, they can be seen in the eyes of the law as unofficially married. And I believe these kind of like laws are put in place so that couples don't have to necessarily do like a Christian wedding, you know, they don't have to be married under the eyes of the Lord or something, or they don't have to go through the whole process of marriage because that's expensive, that's a lot. It Not everyone wants to do it. So that's kind of what that's there for. And I believe it's pretty robust here in Australia. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But I do know someone who is common law married, I guess, or is it de facto or something? I don't know. But it happens, it's a thing. And I think Adept was kind of saying that she was entitled to part of his fortune because well, she was kind of with him for a long time, and she, I guess, took care of him at times. You know, like I said before, he had some health scares, he had problems with sleep. You even saw sometimes on stream she would actually bring him dinner. Like, she'd make dinner and bring it to him and stuff. Like, you know. And look, I think that I don't like the psycho ex girl narrative when it comes to Adept, but let me be clear in saying this. I don't think she did herself any favors with the way that she herself acted. So yeah, there's been a lot of dramas happening. There was a clip of Adept showing up to XQC's house, and he was streaming at the time, and she showed up and said, "You're violating your court order," which is like, bro, if he's violating a court order, you should not be the one coming and telling him that. And it was about their fucking cars and shit, I think, where I think his like Lamborghini or some shit. Yeah, I know, Lamborghini. It's all that React money. He had like two fucking Lambos or some shit, or a Tesla, and I think the password changed on it or something because of like a system reset. Allegedly, I don't know none of the details about this. This is what I remember from a few years ago. I think when it all first happened. And so I think she showed up and was like, "I can't get into the car. If you've put like a new password on it to get me out of it, that's violating the court order because I'm allowed to use it." Um, I think it was something like that. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Live stream fails comments. I know. So there was that. And then there was some other things that happened, like, yeah, 2022 was a great year for parasocials. Yeah, I guess 2022 might have been the year when they did that stream where they were breaking up or something. Yeah, so she was screaming shit, and look, if we're going to talk about the Adept stuff, I just want to say right off the bat, we don't know a lot of what happened behind closed doors. We don't know a lot of like the details. A lot of it is really just people siding with like the person that they like the most, and that's probably always going to be XQC because you know, he's XQC, right? Everyone sides with him, and whatever he has to say, people believe him. But please remember that there are two sides to every story, and I do think that if she really did take on like a parent, not a parenting, oh god, a parenting role, ooh. No, if she took on like some sort of caring role as like his carer looking after him while he's working and stuff, like I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say that during that like those years that she maybe had something to do with his success. Maybe, but then you could, I don't know. I mean, clearly she lost the spoiler alert, she lost the court case that just happened. Clearly they didn't see anything with that. So, you know, because then again, it's like if she's just like what she's cleaning the house, she's bringing him dinner. It's like this is a reminder, ladies, don't do the most for a man if you don't know if he's gonna have you back. Don't do it because I don't know. Clearly, it's wasn't in the cards for her to be looked after. I guess I don't know. I mean, we don't know the details of their relationship. We don't know all that stuff. Um, yeah. I just know that people hated her for the longest time, calling her a whale and shit. Uh, yeah, yeah. It's been pretty bad with like Adept and XQC, and then XQC goes offline early as Adept bangs the door. Yeah, there's been like multiple times of her showing up while he's streaming, and making a whole scene. Which is why I say she did not do herself anything good um for her reputation doing that kind of stuff. Because look, if someone's violating a court order, you don't show up and tell them that yourself. Like you're not the law, you're not the police. I think the way you're supposed to go about that is you document it, gather evidence, and you send it to your motherfucking lawyer. Send it to your motherfucking lawyer or whoever the fuck. You don't go and sort it out yourself. Like that I think that's like the stupidest thing you can do in this kind of circumstance. But I'm not versed with the law. I don't understand it. That's just like what I feel like that's what I would do in that circumstance. Don't make yourself look any more psycho and then ugh, anyway. Oh yeah, and there was like a whole big problem where like I think this all sprouted from like XQC I think basically thought he was gonna die at some point, which is fuck. That's heavy. I think he was like writing wills and stuff, and like he was trying to get all of his affairs in order. And I think Adept really wasn't like in any of it. I think she found out that he was gonna give like all of his stuff to like his family, which I don't know. Because we don't know at what stage that all happened, what their relationship was even like. Like, it could have been well on like the downfall by then, and he was just like, well, I don't know if I want to be with this person. If I die in the next 5 days, then I certainly don't want her to get all of my shit because I want the family to get it. Socks is a candle there. My God. All right, what is about this? Answer. Years ago, streamer XQC, formerly XQC Overwatch, played Overwatch, a video game. He rose to fame and fortune playing video games and streaming full time. This is relevant because his family was not supportive of this initially. Oof. Most parents would be worried their child says they play video games for a living, so they were not on board for quite some time. His girlfriend, Adept, however, was very supportive. Wow, so she has been around since like the early time, I guess. Okay. X has made an extremely generous fortune and has been known in the past to blow hundreds of thousands on crypto gambling. Oh, that's it, isn't it? Dude, that is it. He's blowing his load on on Gamba, and that's why he needs to make all the fucking not crypto. That's why he needs to make all the fucking React content, isn't it? Holy fucking shit. A summary. Let's write a summary of XQC. And again, I have to say, I am not for the Gamba content. I think I also checked out when that started happening because I'm not interested in degen moments. Sorry. I think it's degenerate. I think it's stupid. I mean, I like, yeah, I stream on CUwK, sure, but I don't interact with that content. I do like that they make it easy to filter out that content, but I think it's tough because on one hand I feel like the gambling side of it might be funding CUwK because at the moment the CUwK revenue thing is so good. You literally get the entirety of the subscription. They do not take a single cut of it. They don't. The only fee that comes out of your subscriptions is the Stripe fee, which is like 20 cents, I think. It's like 25 cents. It's dude, I'm telling you, CUwK is where it's at the moment. Like if you can get it up on CUwK, I don't know what's with all the innuendos today, but if you can get it the fuck up on CUwK, guys, it is so much better than Twitch. Seriously. Anyway, yeah, so simply put, unless there was some major financial upheaval in his life, he is set financially for decades to come. These are facts that have been stated by multiple people involved repeatedly. Beyond this is not easily verified as there have been a lot of emotions and unreliable narrators, but the long and short is X's family and Adept do not see eye to eye, and it has led to very high tensions and fighting. Yeah, that's difficult because when you're in a relationship and you don't get along with the family, like either side, it sucks because when you're an adult, it's like, oh, this should not matter. Like, what should only matter is the two people who are in the relationship, but God, it gets so complicated depending on like who's who, you know? Like for me personally, I don't have any family. It's basically just me and my brother at the moment. So I don't have a whole lot going on in that department. So in my relationship, there's not really any stresses there. It's just really like we'll do our own thing and sometimes we hang out and it's not really a big deal, I guess. And then I get along with Caleb's family, so it's awesome. Well, I get along with his parents. The rest are kind of just like acquaintances and stuff. Oh, and I love his grandma, actually. I get on with his grandma very well. She always remembers me whenever I come visit. I love her. I call her the top G. She's great. Yeah, so I get along with his family, I guess, so that's good. But I know what it's like to be dating someone and not get along with their family at all. And it sucks. it really sucks. And like even when you just haven't really done anything and it's just like awkward, fucking sucks. But yeah, I mean, I think that XQC's family not supporting him with this stuff, like, that's rough. And to be like the girlfriend in that situation, it's like she obviously wanted to support him as much as she could, but anyway. Okay, so XQC's family sees her as a gold digger. This is probably all like very conjecture-y. It's like we're guessing this. This is the guess that we're seeing, I think. X's family sees her as a gold digger. She sees him as exploitative opportunists that never supported him when it mattered. These fights have put serious strain on Adept and X's relationship. Hmm. Yeah, I can see how it could kind of go both ways in that it's like, well, you never fucking encouraged him, you never fucking liked what he was doing, and if you told him to stop doing this, look where things would be. Things would be totally different. And then they're like, oh, well, you. I don't see why they'd think of her as a gold digger, though, but okay. It's also important to note that Adept has claimed to have done her best to professionally separate herself from X. Yeah, fans of his will ask her in her stream when he'll be live, and they'll be blocked and ignored. Yeah, that is so weird that people would do that. What the fuck? She does not want her career to be seen as one of that came from clout chasing or associating with X. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with this as well because I think of like Ludwig and Cutie Cinderella and stuff, and how like people will call her like, oh, we have Ludwig and then we have Ludwig's girlfriend, when Cutie does like a lot of things that should separate her from her partner, and I think that they're both pretty prolific creators in their own right, right? Yeah. So anyway, if you don't know them, they're like two separate streamers from a kind of a different. No, actually, I think they know XQC. Yeah, they do actually. Wait, yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, and actually, there is kind of a thing with that where Cutie was doing shit camp, which is one of her like things where streamers go to a camp together for a couple of days, and apparently he said he was going to do it and then at the last minute dropped out, which caused some dramas. And it turned out I think it was something to do with the Adept situation. So then it was kind of like, oh, allegedly, I don't know. Anyway, Adept says that her and X's sub and viewer counts are 9 a day. He's a top streamer and she's not pulling in serious cash with subs. The number I saw was an average of 300 a month, so before taxes that's like $700. Still, so a lot more than what I make. There was a lot he said. Oh, he said, she said, and bit on again, off again in their relationship. And now they've like actually broken up. And then allegedly they took a break, and during a party, Adept interrupted a conversation X was having and started aggressively making out with him. There's even a stream from Halloween where she shows up at a very late hour claiming her friend needed to use his bathroom, only to start another off-camera fight. Yeesh. Yeah. Okay, so they never mentioned marriage or partnership or anything. However, being in a marriage would expedite X, a Canadian, getting a green card, which is a form of residency in the United States. With a green card and a spouse, you can apply for citizenship very quickly. They physically separate, and other streamers around X encourage him to date, have pretty ladies on stream, etc., move on. Yo, actually, I do think I remember someone saying that XQC, there was actually a marriage license. There actually was. I want to look this up. XQC I spelled marriage wrong. Fuck, I'm all over the place. Marriage, that's how you spell it. Okay. Marriage license. But I'm assuming that must have been bogus then, because there was like someone being like, ooh, this might be good. New court filings show he won't have to pay Adept. Okay. This is in 2023, damn. No. Okay, I don't think he actually did have a marriage license then, but Okay, so people are saying young attractive women begin showing up on his stream. They're most likely doing it to clout chase or promote themselves by associating with the top streamer. Whatever their intentions, X is not now showing up on stream frequently and schmoozing with beautiful women. Yeah, that was also kind of like an icky era. There was that white haired chick who was like, everyone kept calling her like female XQC or something, which is like, okay. I don't know if she did OnlyFans, but I think she did like sexy cosplays or something. She was very pretty. But then there was this weird dude, there was this weird ass stream where he was with Aiden Ross, I think, and then she started making out with like, was it Aiden Ross? It was XQC and some dude. And then they both had girls with them and the girls started making out or something, and then X, you could see very visible like discomfort with XQC because his girl was just off a whim making out with someone else. XQC, um, XQC breakup, and new girls, and then yeah, I kind of like, dude, I was like, I can't watch this. This is like a hard watch. Thank you. Anyway, Adept does not take this well. She reiterates that she is not famous because of X, however, she continuously calls him, shows up at his house while he's live, and many couldn't help but notice her viewership and subscriptions were increasing during all this drama. That's surprising, indicating a financial incentive to make this public and ugly. So she showed up at 2 a.m. under the pretense of using his bathroom to start another fight while he was live streaming. And then, oh, right, X has a McLaren, a very nice car. Alright, I thought it was a Lamborghini. uh, silly me, I don't know what cars he drives. He cannot drive and he has no license. So she has possession of it and starts posting pictures of her driving it in an attempt to taunt him. Yeah, so she's using it as a prop, reminding everyone she possesses it. It's seen as antagonistic. I mean, it's a McLaren. If she wants to take pictures of herself driving it, it's kind of like, okay, if that annoys you, then I guess get your fucking license. um, yeah, I guess it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, she didn't really earn it, but cool, I guess. She must think otherwise. Let's say that. So then the holidays come up and things seem to resolve themselves. General perception is Adept has his car under tenuous circumstances, but otherwise they are done with each other. It's very weird how she had his car, though. Okay, things have been relatively quiet until last night when she showed up again, furiously pounding on the door while he's streaming. Yeah. Multiple people interpreted some background talk to include her saying he shouldn't have locked her out of an account. Unclear if it's financial. Some commenters seem to imply you need to log in to drive the McLaren, but could not find anything about that online. So that's all like very up in the air, allegedly. Yeah, and then she can be heard shouting about him violating a court order. So that's what I was talking about. And people got curious, and soon enough, somebody dug up public records and found this. So please note these are public records, nobody's docs, both people are public figures and their names are known. It does not include any addresses, SSNs either. Okay, that's good. Alright, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Having my parasocial moment. Ugh, stupid fly. 43. Violating court order. Let me also say, oh, it's deleted. Okay, don't worry about it then. I can also say, like, with all this drama happening, I can totally see how XQC would become extremely jaded after this. And you know what's also really hard that I'm sure we can all imagine is trying to date after becoming as big as him, right? After becoming such like a big like rising star, or I hesitate to even say that because it's like rising star of like eating boogers and toenails, but he's a big figure, you know. He's a big public figure. How the fuck do you date when you're a fucking public figure? I don't even know. Like, if you're lucky enough to be set up with one person who was with you before it, that's like the dream. That's how you know that the person you're with is like perfect for you, you know? Whereas when in XQC's case, I think it's a lonely road for a little bit, and I can see how he's gonna be jaded by this. He's gonna be cautious. I mean, who knows? I don't think I think he said that he's probably not even gonna really take anything seriously ever again, which is really sad, to be honest. It's sad because I think that I think that a partnership is like one of like the best things to have like ever happened in my life, to be honest. And when you and another person know each other so intimately and so personally, it has so much it adds so much to your life, and it's an extremely rewarding thing. And like, yeah, it's work to be in a long-term relationship, it is, but it's it's such a fulfilling part of life. And if you're not experiencing that in your own long-term relationship where it's not giving you fulfillment, then there might be something bad there. Because for me, it's like I feel very fulfilled. I'm very happy, and as an individual, I've changed a lot. And people always say, like, with relationships, like, oh, don't get with someone expecting them to change. But I think when you're with like the right person, there isn't an expectation to change, but I suppose there's like a thing where you're both open to change and understand that change isn't something that happens instantly. Hello, honey. And then you have four cats together, and it's like, okay, she's my little darling angel. Yes, they're getting hungry, I can see. Oh, okay. This has shown the entire meltdown of this relationship in a new light. Never ever said they were married. To onlookers, the state went from a nasty breakup in a sports car to the fortune X has amassed over recent years from sponsorships, subscriptions, donations. He has the kind of money where he just buys new houses without selling the old ones. Dude, that's crazy. What the fuck? That actually is crazy money. Oh. My ring light's broken, so it like swivels like so much. Look, okay, why would we just have the fucking V can in the corner like a fucking weirdo? I don't care. Okay. Let's see. Here's kind of yeah. Okay, without selling old ones, Adept had time and time again reiterated her career was not entangled with exes, and the stats and her income numbers back that up. Onlookers surmised she would walk away from the drama and fade into obscurity as a lesser known streamer, perhaps with the expensive car, but otherwise single and empty handed. Dude, keeping the car would be so bad because imagine like the insurance on that shit, but also like the fuel, the upkeep, like I don't think that would be a win keeping the car, in my opinion. But I also have never owned a McLaren, so I don't know what that entails. I just know that like there's really expensive sport cars and stuff. They're not like they're like for the people who are like enthusiasts with money. That's what I think. Okay. This new information reveals that she may get a huge amount of his savings as well as throw his legal status in the US into question. She could end up with X being deported back to Canada and a significant portion of his fortune being taken from him. Okay. So this person's alleging that they were secretly married for him to get citizenship. But however, all things that I've seen about the marriage license, everything seems to be deleted, everything seems to be removed. So I am calling into question the authenticity of that document. That would be a crazy document to like fake. So yeah. Mm. The facts are ever changing. X now denies he was ever married in any sense. Okay. As it stands, on January 8th, X denies they are married in any sense. Adept will have to prove they're in a legal sense or this de-escalates and adepts get nothing. So, wow. Yeah, so I was under the impression that they were married secretly for that would be really crazy though. If he got married for that purpose, that would be insane. But it would appear that maybe that's not the case. So we'll go to 15 minutes. Married? A character. They were married. Alright, so now we have this video. XQC just cooked Adept. Okay. Can I watch the video? Ugh. I don't think I can because, dude, I swear, Twitter seems to never fucking work on my laptop. Every time Firefox is like, this page is slowing down. It's slowing down your laptop. Okay, here it is. You just said fat? Oh my god. Wait. Hold on.
You right there. Fat. Lard. Massive. Double wide. Porky. Hog. Grease. Piece of dog shit trash. Fuck you. Okay. You got.
I don't know if that was to her. That's the whole clip. I don't know if you heard that. I hope in post, please. Please hear that. I really don't know if I can be bothered editing this podcast today. Okay, well, I mean, I was expecting it to be more than that, but okay, thanks XQC. There was something that happened recently. What the fuck? Yeah, so I think she actually lost the lawsuit, and I think she had to file for bankruptcy because it was too much money. Oh, sorry, my cats. Too much money. Very, very bad. Not good. Well, not good for her anyway. Cutie Cinderella exposed XQC for letting his ex-girlfriend use his credit card. Girl just swipe XQC's card. Oh no, Cutie's been doing like a lot of shit lately. I don't know how I feel about. Oh, XQC XQC's ex-girlfriend Adept is now selling bikini pictures to old men on Instagram after losing a $500,000 lawsuit against him, along with recently filing for bankruptcy. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm speechless. XQC took a narcissist test and nearly got a max score. Oh, that is so on point because that is actually a big part of the conversation me and my friend were having yesterday about XQC. This has really turned into like an apology video, but let's bring it back to like the task at hand. Narcissism. I know we throw that word around a lot. And I guess it just turns out that there's a lot of narcs in the world. Anyway, I'm not diagnosing him, I'm just being kind of silly, but I think he does kind of display some pretty narcissistic tendencies, and I feel like I said, he's gotten pretty comfortable on the internet. Ugh. Asmongold clips, she lost everything. Well, I don't know. What are narcissistic tendencies? I guess my friend pointed out like him valuing his time over others, which is like what made me think about the GTA stuff a lot, because that was often a thing that he would say. He'd be like, "Oh, this is so boring. Just let me go, like break the rules of roleplay because my viewers don't want to watch this stuff." And it's like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's like some of it, I guess, but yeah. I guess to sum it all up, I would just say that after seeing his reaction with all the React content and like how he defended himself and how he just did not seem to have any empathy towards anyone, anyone in their hard work. Like that's pretty tough to watch that and reconcile with that and be like, yeah, I love XQC. It's like he doesn't give a fuck about like anybody. He doesn't give a fuck. And I don't know, I guess I just wish he was kinder to the people who were kind of supporting his career, you know? Yeah, I mean, I wish he would just be more respectful and considerate. That's literally all I asked for. And instead of buying like fucking all these stupid expensive watches, like, bro, just go to therapy. I'm being so serious right now. Yes, I know, my solution, therapy. Dude, you have access to like, I'm assuming all this money. Why don't you use it for something to benefit yourself in like an actual healthy way instead of like gambling? Oh god. Ugh. Yeah. XQC is getting added to Fortnite. Bro, no, he's not. Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of like what I have to say about that, I guess. Maybe I will have a look at some of his stuff, but it's just so much of it is just reacting and stuff, and I guess the thing that I could say is maybe it's just not meant for me anymore. You know, it's just not meant for me anymore. XQC is for the boys. Boys, you're welcome. Us girlies, we don't want him anymore. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Relax. But yeah, I can definitely see how there's a lot of trauma there with that relationship and bad energy, if you will, and I do feel bad for him. I mean, to imagine like someone that you've been with for so long and then they're like, I'm gonna sue you, kind of fucking sucks. And then on Adept's side, I mean, she supported him through everything. I mean, that also sucks.
I'm not a lawyer. Anyways, this didn't. XQC absolutely cooked his ex-girlfriend Adept.
Piece of you.
Adept tried to file a lawsuit in order to take half of his stuff via divorce, despite never actually being married.
Are you dumb?
She tried to use a weird loophole that exists in Texas where two people can be considered married because they live together. Common law marriage or something like that.
Huh?
I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Anyways, this didn't work out in her favor and XQC was able to win the court case.
XQC finally won his case, and Adept was ordered to pay hundreds of thousands in legal fees.
And XQC absolutely cooked her.
Fat, large, massive, turkey.
Okay, is that it?
You.
Okay, well, okay. It's a big summary. I don't know what I'm still looking for. I mean, I'm just looking for anything, like... Huh? Staged assassination attempt. Wait a second, what is this? What is this? Assassination attempt? Why is this trending? What? Wait, what? What's going on? JD Vance admits he's willing to create stories to get media attention. No? Has someone else tried to assassinate Donald Trump? Huh? Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. AK-47 is trending. In conjunction with the assassination attempt? Trump getting shot at with an AK-47 should not distract from the fact that JD Vance admitting that eating cats and dogs story was fake. Everything's okay. It's just that my cat tried to get off my roommate's laptop and it fell. Damn, that was loud. It's like an AK went off in my room. Okay. What? Oh my god, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, well, this is not how I intended to end the podcast. Guys, forget about XQC. Donald Trump just got shot at with an AK-47. What are we up to? 1 hour. 1 hour. Donald Trump shot at. Look, it's called the Catching Up with Kate podcast. Like, what the fuck? Another straight white guy with an AK-47. Oh, so that's who shot him? Ooh. Ooh. Looks like... Ooh, okay. What? Dude had a long criminal history and he still got access to an AK. Yeah. Yep. Isn't it crazy? I mean, look, maybe don't. Okay. Maybe the solution. I know no one wants all their guns taken. Fine. Maybe instead, actually enforce like the rules around who gets access to one. If you have a long history of criminal activity, maybe you don't deserve to have a gun. But will that still stop them from getting guns? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, his name was okay. Allegedly, someone called Ryan Ruth is the suspect who fired an AK-47 near Donald Trump's golf course. Okay, so it feels like they might be, yeah, it might be a little bit overboard. It seems like it just happened though. Dude, what? President Donald Trump is trending. Okay, maybe this will be helpful. Ugh. Found his Facebook. The person who tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump was in one of Gideon's old videos?
Fighting the powers, fucking over the system. Bro, give me a Glock and a Hellcat. Take a look at this. Bro, but I don't do paper though. I just told you that. Dude, then get away. Back. I don't do paper though. I don't care.
What? Okay. Everyone's calling him a nut job? Well. Alright, well then let's stop giving nut jobs guns, I guess. I don't know. Damn. I don't know. He seems fine though, everybody. Everybody, Donald Trump seems fine. I think he's gonna live. I don't even know if they just said it was near his golf course. Was he at the golf course? I don't know. Okay. Alright, well, they're eating the cats and the dogs, and they're also shooting at Donald Trump, I guess. Any closing statements that I have to say? I don't know. I mean... Oh, man. I feel like there's been so many things XQC has done lately, unironically. Even though I keep saying, like, oh, he doesn't do anything anymore. He did meet Donald Trump. I also kind of think that, like, him keeping company with, like, the likes of, like, Aiden Ross and shit is, like... Guys, the kind of people that you hang out with and that you associate with kind of says a lot about you as a person. Like, I dare someone to tell me, I don't know, show me one example of one time, a singular time that Aiden Ross actually had a intelligent moment. Something that was intelligent and that was interesting. I don't know. I don't watch him, but I feel like I've seen enough of Aiden Ross to be like, yep. Yep. Anyway, this isn't about Aiden Ross. Like, whatever. Whatever, man. I just think that I... Is that a dog? Oh, it's a lamb. Okay. Jesus Christ. Twitter has gone crazy. Sorry, you do not want to hear a description of what I just saw. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe XQC will have a comeuppance. Maybe he'll have a redemption arc. A lot of people might not even consider him as someone who fell off, but I think that things changed for the worse, and it was probably, maybe it was a matter of circumstance. Maybe it was just a matter of, being in this long, draining lawsuit against his ex. And maybe that was a big part of like the way he's been acting and stuff, I'd be understandable of that. That's understandable. I get that. And maybe that's just what it's all been about. I surely hope so. I hope that XQC can reform, I suppose. I think he's taken on this like icon of being like a villain, or being like a, if everyone's going to treat me like I'm a bad person, then I'm just going to be a bad person. But I hope he can become like a nicer, more considerate human being. And if he could do something like that, but then it's like, well, see, this is kind of what Nikocado was kind of talking about. If he were to become like a nicer person, would people even watch him? Do people watch him for his abrasive attitude? It's hard to say, to be honest. It's hard to say. I think back to the times when he'd play like city skylines and stuff, and those were so fun. I love those. Like sometimes he just has some really good moments, and like those really good times you look back on fondly, and then you look at the way things are now, and it's like, yeesh. Yeah. But people change, and sometimes it's not always for the best, and I change too. Like I'm not the same person I was like 5 years ago. And that's just how it is sometimes, guys. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that'll wrap it up for me today on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any, I don't know, if you have any retorts about what I said, if you have any counterpoints, I love hearing them. I love reading them. Just write it out in a, what am I trying to say? Try to write it out in a way that's actually like legible, if you could. I do speak a little bit of brain rot, but uh, not too much though. Not too much. But also remember to be cordial about it and be like polite, because I'm being polite about this, I think. But if you have opinions about that, I'm happy to hear it too. I'm always happy to have a dialogue about these things. There might be things that I've left out that I didn't realize. There might be things that I forgot. As I did forget quite a few things actually now going through that whole thing again. So yeah, I'm happy to hear like what people have to say about this. Seriously, I am open to having my mind changed. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. I will catch you next Monday, and try to try to try to look after yourself. Okay. All right. Goodbye.